What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Jay Plays. I want to thank you all so much for joining me for this episode. Let's continue our story of Highlight's adventures by showing our poem to the lovely Natsuki. I've actually been excited to jump back into this world. I don't know why. It's not like we did a lot in the last game other than read text, but for some reason I want to know what the hell this whole game is about and when the horde comes in. Highlight, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home. Staring at each other, I don't understand. What? Harsh? What, you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? I did, but not for you. You think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. Y'all start somewhere, right? Oh, she just didn't like it, right? Because we did the complete opposite of her like. She likes fluffy and likable stuff. Also, I realized something. Actually, I didn't realize something. Brianna realized something when we watched back the playthrough of the last video when it came to picking the poems and little characters animations in the sides that I didn't notice before, but I do now. I'm going to pay attention to that next time. If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about? Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you'd want to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you probably think it's stupid. Well, I mean, you did just kind of throw us under the coals, so eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. I mean, it's not my favorite. It's the technique. The technique is a little off. That's all. It's a little tweaking on the technique. Yeah. I told you that you weren't going to like it. I mean, you weren't wrong. It's not my favorite. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? And yet you ripped our poem completely to shreds. So it's like we're supposed to allow you to feel how you want to feel, but we can't express how we want to feel? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. I don't believe Highlight at all. I think Highlight just knows what to say to make people feel comfortable, but I don't believe Highlight's message right now. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. Helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. See there, look, that little bit right there we gained. That little crumb of knowledge telling us that Highlight didn't really like it because he's like, I didn't even understand everything that was going on. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is. Okay, no, Highlight, you should care. Definitely should care. I think you're around 18, so you should start caring. But if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Who should I show my poem to next? Sayori or Monica? I guess we'll leave Monica for last. So, what's up, our best friend Sayori that we kind of treat like Shiba? This is a good poem, Highlight. Oh, thanks, Sayori. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. Not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Highlight. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Alright, we see it. And again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? Alright, don't make promises to Highlight about fun, because that's all Highlight's here for, I think. That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now you read my poem too, right? Come on, Sayori, bring us home. Damn it, I did it again. I accidentally double click and I skipped through. If you're fast enough, pause the video. That's what I'm gonna have to do. We'll see about that. Oh, this is a long one. Here we go. Dear Sunshine. The way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. I'm already loving it. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Love what's going on up here, Sayori. Love this, even love this. Not sure what the hell's going on down here. Maybe this is a poem about... Oh, she'll tell us. We don't have to guess, she'll tell us. Sayori? This is just a guess, but... Did you wait until this morning to write this? No? Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem, just an unprepared poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Damn, okay, so when you say, how should I put something, and then you follow up with, it's you. Hey, that right here, this product, this piece of work, that is exactly what I expect you to put out. Kind of a diss. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late to school? It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Who should I show? We only have one person next. Just give it to Monica. Bring on the leader. Hi, Highlight. Having a good time so far. Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any questions, suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, we could hook up a PlayStation here. That'd be kind of dope, don't you think? Get some literature through some PlayStation. I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? You seem intimidating. Kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Plus, the book doesn't show us what she likes, and we haven't really talked to her to find out what she likes. Don't worry, Highlight. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Highlight. That felt condescending. I was going, ooh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. Well, you know, when you like somebody and they tell you what they like and you just kind of bend your writing to what they like, I'm sorry. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Oh, I know. Very well. Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet, but I will be. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. So what I am confused about with our playthrough here is, are we just going to focus solely on Yuri with each time they ask us to write a poem, or should we switch it up every time to give some attention to Sayori and then some attention to Natsuki? And I guess Monika's not even an option. Everyone else might be a little biased towards their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write, but isn't that the whole point of this? Am I not supposed to make a connection with somebody? Do I even progress if I make no connection? It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Right, of course, I'm doing this strictly out of love for poetry. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole and wall. It couldn't have been me. The direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas, already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out. And he, on the other side, looking in. So, what do you think? I think you're gonna have to explain that one to me, because it seemed like a lot going on, and I don't feel like I have enough time to deeply analyze what the hell you're talking about. Also, I feel like you got a lot going on inside that you need to express. It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Did you just redecorate? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany. Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. So she's coming on to us. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. That is actually a really good writing tip. Not just in poetry, just in general. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. Yeah, literally and figuratively, I get it. I'm with you so far. The hardest part of writing is just doing it. It's just starting the writing process. And then after that, you find that it's like peering into another world and the words just kind of come out of you. And then, of course, when you go back to read, you're gonna be like, oh, this is terrible. Usually you're gonna be like, this is terrible. But it's something, and then you can go back and kind of fix what you think is terrible and make it make more sense. And then all of a sudden you got a story. Maybe not all of a sudden, but you'll have a story. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. You just sign off like a radio broadcast? I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. How would you know if she liked it until you gave it to her for a suggestion? Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Highlight did too. Don't put us together. That thing for Yuri. Don't do that. Don't complicate it. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. Ding ding! My name is Highlight. And Highlight like my poem too, you know. Highlight is a very popular man in this club. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Highlight appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No, if I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Some shade is being thrown in this room today. I am so glad we joined the literature club. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Highlight started showing. I love the literature club. Literature club is great. Why didn't we join sooner? Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. If this is gonna be a question about whether we prefer the new boobs or the overly cutesy, I'm going with the new boobs. And because overly cutesy stuff is like sugar, too much of it is just, it makes you sick. Highlight. She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Highlight. I don't agree, so I can't explain it. Your poem was great, just not as great as Yuri's. But wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessary limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Highlight? Well? A beautiful day outside. How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So, of course, that's going to be Yuri. Natsuki. You're right that I liked your poem. See? Wait. That's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously. I understand. Yuri, wait a minute, I picked a specific person. Why does it sound like we're still being neutral? Eh? You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. Well, but here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it, and it becomes something really personal. Hold on, again, they asked us who we wanted to pick. I said Yuri, and I feel like we're finding a way to appease them both. I don't feel like I'm picking Yuri right now. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I didn't notice that I'm sorry. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. There we go, and now here it comes. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Suddenly we're talking like we're Monica, we have all the answers. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should too? Natsuki clenches her fist. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped, at this point being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head. Sayori, she doesn't need to... You know what? I'm going to do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now. I'm sorry, maybe on the next playthrough we'll choose you, Natsuki. I wouldn't bet on it. I'm probably gonna go to the Sayori way if that's an option. Without warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem up from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumples up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash. Natsuki, you really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair. Everything all right? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. No, I chose you for a reason, Yuri. No, Yuri, how could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well, all right, I believe you. Thanks, Highlight, you're too kind. I'm thankful to have you a part of this club now. It's nothing. One more thing. That one thing that Natsuki said about, you know, the breast. I would never do anything so shameful. So, What thing did Natsuki say? I think she's talking about her chest area, my man. Well, never mind that. I'm going to make some tea. Good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. I didn't have my tea. Did you have your tea? Because I didn't get any tea. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was all right. Well, mostly. Highlight, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. Monica, I'm gonna need you to come up with some ideas. We don't need to be writing poetry every day. It's time to move on to short stories, long stories, fiction, non-fiction, historical dramas, video games. I'm just throwing out some options. And maybe you learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with a newfound determination. Highlight, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Yeah, but we're not writing a poem for her. Sayori, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. That kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Whew. You know, Highlight, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. That's... Every day is going to be so much fun. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. And it doesn't seem like Highlight's caught onto the kind of situation that Sayori wants to be in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. Put her there, friend. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. My God. You're not even really talking to her, you're talking to yourself. She's a brick wall that you just enjoy throwing words at. Okay, yeah, let's do this. Oh, hell. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's start with, disaster. Entropy. Atone. Yes, yes. Vivacious. How about not vivid. Maybe vivid, broken? Broken. Shit! Damn it! Sayori! Ah! Okay. The thing I'm noticing though is that when you click the right one that they like, they jump up in the air. So that's what I was getting at earlier that I didn't notice, but Brianna noticed, and now I noticed, and now I'm doing it. Let's say, I don't know. What would she like? What would she like? Help me with what she would like. Not sugar, not fun, not puppy, not clouds, not dance or family, maybe destiny? Yes. Oh, misfortune. Yeah. Damn it. What are you jumping for, Sayori? You don't like misfortune? How about fester? Or even tragedy? What the, Sayori? Tenacious. Maybe even frightening. I'm gonna click unstable and it's gonna go right to her, but unstable. Oh God, thank you. Oh, I know effulgent for sure requires fury, right? Agonizing. Eyes? Misery lust. Damn it. Uncontrollable. Disarray. Yo, she's gonna hate our poem because we're not throwing anything her way. Part of me thinks that we should also do a playthrough where we kind of balance it out, where everybody gets something from their poem, because right now we are very specific in our actions. Depression. Shit. Damn it. Doki Doki. I just clicked it because it had the title of the game in it, but we threw one, what's her name? Natsuki's way. Another day passes and it's time for the club meeting already. I've gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple of days. Entering in the club room, the usual scene greets me. Hi, Highlight. Yo, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today. I wouldn't notice because I think you're a brick wall. I'm just still not used to you being in the club, that's all. I see. It's been a couple days. That's a pretty simple thing to get you in a good mood. But I guess it's always the simple things with you anyway. Jesus, man. Speaking of which, I'm kinda hungry. Will you come with me to buy a snack? Oh my God, anywhere that's different than the classroom or the house, I'd be happy to see. No thanks. Huh? That's not like you at all. I have my reasons. Why don't we take a look at your purse, Sayori? Oh, I see. Why that all of a sudden? No reason, really. I just wanted to look at it. Oh, she's one of the, okay. Sayori nervously retrieves her coin purse. She fumbles with the latch and gets it open. Then, she turns it upside down and lets its contents spill onto the desk. Only 2 small coins fall out. I knew it. I can see right through you, Sayori. That's not fair. How did you even know? It's simple. If you had enough money in the first place, you would have bought a snack before coming to the club room. So either you're not hungry and want an excuse to take a walk, or you plan to conveniently forget that you spent all your money so that I would lend you some. But there's one more thing. You're always hungry, and so that only leaves the one option. I give up. Don't make me feel guilty. If you feel guilty, that means you deserve to feel guilty. Hi, Yuri. God, you heard my joke right there. Be gone, brick wall. Yuri suddenly giggles. Eh? I didn't notice that she was listening in. Her face is in her book as always. I wasn't listening or anything. I was just something in my book. Yuri. Tell Highlight to let me borrow some money. Don't get me involved like that, Sayori. And yet yesterday, y'all got me involved in the whole altercation between you and Natsuki. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. And frankly, after pulling a mischievous little stunt like that, your suffering is fair enough retribution. Okay, that was a red flag. We're just gonna plant a red flag right there in the ground because that was a little odd. Did I just? Yeah, you sound a bit cruel. Just a little bit. I didn't mean that. I got too absorbed into my book. I really like when you speak your mind, Yuri. Sayori is great. We're going for Sayori next. It doesn't happen much, but it's a fun side of you. There's no way you could think that. You were right, though. I did something bad, and now I have to accept the revolution. Sure. Retribution. That. Still, coming from you, Sayori, I guess there's a little devil inside all of us, isn't there? Don't let her fool you. Sayori knows exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys she was bringing me to the club before she even told me. But you wouldn't have come if it weren't for the cupcakes. So I had to trick Natsuki into making them. Come on, give me more credit than that, Sayori. Out of nowhere, something smacks Sayori in the face and tumbles onto the desk. Ow, damn. Yeah! Ow! What was... A cookie? Sure enough, it's a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori glances around. Is this a miracle? It's because I paid my restitution? Retribution. Actually, that one almost worked. I was just gonna give it to you, but then I heard you blab about the cupcakes, and it was totally worth seeing your reaction though. Natsuki, that's so nice of you. I'm so happy. You just got slapped in the face with a cookie. Maybe stand up for yourself a little bit. Reminds me of that Family Guy episode where like Lois is like taking a bunch of punishment and like Stewie's like, yeah, just throw it at Lois. She'll take it. Sayori hugs the cookie. Geez, just eat it. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite. Oh, God. Sayori suddenly clasped her hands over her mouth. I bit my tongue. You're going through a lot over just one cookie. Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie. Ah, yours looks really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it? You have a cookie in front. Jeez. Beggars can't be choosers. But yours is chocolate. Yeah? Why do you think I gave you that one? Fine. Still, I'm really happy that you shared this one with me. Sayori gets out of her seat and goes behind Natsuki, then wraps her arms around her. Ah, jeez. I get it. Cookie still in hand, Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off of her. Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite out of Natsuki's cookie. How can you not love Sayori, dude? She's just herself. Hey! Did you seriously just do that? Yes, she did, and it's great. Mouthful, Sayori trots away to safety. Yuri and I laugh as well. You can't not laugh at that. Jeez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monica, can you tell Sayori... Eh? Natsuki glances around. Monica isn't in the club room. Where's Monica anyway? Good question. Have any of you heard anything about her being late today? Not me. Yeah, I haven't either. That's a bit unusual. Hope she's okay. She found a hole in a wall. As she looked into it, some weird shit happened. So excuse my language. I didn't mean to say that word, but some weird stuff definitely happened. Of course she's okay. She probably just had something to do today. She's pretty popular after all. You don't think she has a... I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably more desirable than all of us combined. That's true. Excuse me? Suddenly, the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. There you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Eh? Monica chose the club over her boyfriend after all. You're so strong-willed. Boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about? Monica quizzically glances at me. Never mind that. What held you up anyway? Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kind of just lost track of time. Everybody laughs a lot. That makes no sense though. You would have heard the bell ring at least. I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monica. I don't, really. I kind of just started recently. I've always wanted to learn piano. That's so cool. You should play something for us, Monica. Monica looks at me. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. Yay! That sounds cool. I'd also look forward to it. That's so. In that case, I won't let you down, Highlight. Yo, every girl in this room. What does Highlight look like? He's like magical creature or something, right? Monica smiles sweetly with the arch. I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I've been practicing a whole lot recently, and I'd really love the chance to share once I'm ready. I see. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. So, I didn't miss anything, did I? No, not really. I choose to leave out Sayori's mischievous escapade. It wasn't even really that mischievous. It's something that I think any friend would do. I don't think it's that big a deal. I'm sure Natsuki will end up complaining to her anyway. Looks like everyone has already settled down. Oh, the biting out of the cookie. That was just funny. That's hilarious. Sayori somehow already finished her entire cookie. Yuri is back to her book, and Natsuki disappeared into the closet. Closet does not seem that big nor deep. What closet did she disappear into? Hey, Yuri? Eh? I suddenly noticed that Yuri is reading a different book from the one we've been reading together. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. No. I was kind of just waiting for you. If that's the case, why don't we go ahead and get started? Yes, let's. So is the point of this club for me and Yuri to just sit here and read a book while everybody else does their own thing and chat? Is this even a club? Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first? I didn't get it yesterday. Not at all. Thanks very much. If there's one thing that can make my reading time here any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind with a filter inside. Can you hold this for a second? Sure. Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle. I'm going to plug this in at the teacher's desk and then we'll go get some water. She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. They're so fluid, graceful, gymnastic almost. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerisms, especially because of her long legs. Yuri appears elegant and methodical, kind of what I said. Okay, may I have the water pitcher? Thanks, I'll be right back. I might as well walk with you. Yeah, why not? Shall we go then? Yeah. Where are you two off to? Yuri's going to make some tea, so... I suddenly realized how weird it sounds to explain this to Monica. We're just filling the water pitcher. Okay. Sorry, I was just a bit curious. That's kind of a one-person job, isn't it? Well, today it's a two-person job, Monica. Monica, please mind your own business for once. Or do you want to tell me there's something wrong with helping involve... My eyes went straight cross-eyed. Hold on. Or do you want to tell me there's something wrong with helping involve highlight in club activities? Involving highlight. Sure, yeah, that. I don't know why this sentence doesn't make sense to me. It's not computing. Not registering. My mouth gapes. I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. Then let's go, Highlight. All right, okay. We've turned Yuri into a strong, confident woman, and she's just standing up for herself. Wait a minute. Pause. I take that back because that sounds super misogynistic. This man came in the club and turned her into a strong... She was already a strong, confident woman. We just kind of chipped away at the layers that she was hiding behind, and then she kind of ripped the rest of it, and now she's here. That's what we meant to say. Yuri quickly exits the room, and I follow. Once in the hallway, she suddenly puts her forehead against the wall. I spoke without thinking. How could I say something like that? Yuri, I just, something about the way she said that made me feel so irritated. What's wrong with me? Like somebody and another person was coming in the way of you liking that person. It seems like, no, Yuri, I think you did the right thing. I wasn't expecting it, but it's also not right for Monica to judge people like that. How come even when I do something bad, you're being nice to me? Because I'm a 16-year-old no, that's definitely pubescent boy in high school, and you're a very tall, purple-haired girl with purple eyes. You don't see that often. Nothing that you do is as bad as you make it seem in your head. Nobody's perfect. We have emotions, and we can't always hide them away. But you always amplify things in your head. Your mind turns a light rain shower into a hurricane. Ah, look at Highlight getting powerful with the words. Light rain shower into a hurricane. You're breezing in the wind. It feels like you can't stand still. Come on, Highlight. No. Wouldn't you hate me for something as terrible as that? Why would I hate you? I can't hate someone for having emotions. What kind of friend would do that? We probably would do that to Sayori. Friend, you say? Yuri lifts her head. I really like being friends with you. Thanks, Yuri. I like being friends with you too. I feel kind of awkward saying something like that, but I'm doing my best to help Yuri feel better. Anyway, yeah. Shall we go? Yeah. Yuri and I walk to the nearest water fountain. Once we fill up the water pitcher, we return to the classroom. Okay, in hindsight, I can see how this is actually a one-person job. I can see it, but we all know this has nothing to do with the water, the pitcher, the hallway, or the walk. I guess it does have something to do with the walk. Highlight, do you like oolong tea? Yeah. Anything is fine. Very well. Yuri sets the temperature on the kettle to 200 degrees. Now it's time to get the teapot. You really do this properly, don't you? Of course. I shouldn't do any less when I'm making tea for others, even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything. In that case, you'll only be even more impressed. Perhaps I will. Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself. You must be in a good mood now. That's so? I was letting it show, and you noticed. I was doing a bit of thinking, and I decided that I would try expressing myself a little bit more. It turns out it's not very hard for me to do, when it's you who's around, anyway. That's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much. You're always worrying about me, Highlight. It's very endearing. That's why I'm the highlight of everybody's life. Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. I watch Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us. Highlight, I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today? Why is that? It's a little bit easier on my back. I've heard that certain people get back problems when they suffer from certain physiological conditions, and I'm wondering if... never mind, we're not gonna do this. Nope. She's got back pain because she's arched the entire time. That is clearly what's causing her lower back pain. I can read with my back against the wall rather than bending it over at my desk. Sorry, I didn't realize. No worries. I just have back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it. That's so? I wonder why that is. It's most likely because your posture, right? Always hunch over like that while you're reading. Yes, I don't know if Highlight was coming in to save her or if he was really naive in that moment. I have terrible reading posture, so that's why we should sit on the floor. Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book. I retrieve the book from my bag. I have some chocolate as well. It's a bag of small chocolate candies that I kept hidden away from Sayori's candy radar. I take it since it'll go well with the tea. Yuri and I then, oh my gosh, Jay, stay with it. Yuri and I then sit against the wall, teacups at our side. It's too much reading for a person who is just... My tongue gets all stuck, and I can't read as well. As if in sync, we assume the same reading position as last time, each holding one half of the book. Except this time, our bodies are even closer to each other, if that's possible. I can't see too well. Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. Uh-oh, shoulder action. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri was always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle. Your teacup. Yuri hands me my teacup. Holding it with my hand that's not holding the book, I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus. Because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing, or doesn't give a damn about a single thing. She wears her intense reading expression, and I can only presume the world around her has faded away. I use all of my willpower to focus on reading. Willpower. After a few minutes, I finally manage to relax a little. I put the teacup between my legs and fumble with the chocolate wrapper. Sorry. I briefly let go of the book to finish opening the wrapper. You can have as much as you want. That's okay. I won't take any. Are you sure? Well, if I touch it, then it might get smudges on the pages. You're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad. No need to apologize. I'll hold the book, okay? Are you sure? Of course. Yuri opens the book with both hands. He holds it so that I don't have any hard of a time reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. He is noticing. You can tell he's still in high school. He's noticing every little thing that involves contact. Well, in that case, Yuri is already totally focused on reading again. I take a chocolate candy and pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate and I hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if the situation was completely natural, but that means I can't stop here. I apprehensively placed a chocolate in her mouth. That must be the chocolate. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it. Eh? Yuri's expression suddenly breaks. Did I just... Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened. I think everybody else in the room is probably looking, trying to figure out what just happened. Highlight? Sorry. I guess I shouldn't have done that. Well, you were just helping. That's something that friends do, right? I mean, certain kind of friends. Not really in this kind of context, but yeah. That's all it was. Yeah. Then you don't need to stop or anything. I see. Those awkward initial moments of the date, man, where you gotta kind of confirm and reconfirm. The situation has gotten really tense. Chocolate bait. Yuri tries to return to the book, but I can tell just by her expression that even she can't focus now. My heart is pounding. Dun, 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 dun. I nervously take another chocolate between my fingers. Dun, dun. But this time, Yuri's eyes meet mine. Dun, dun. She's gonna eat the chocolate. Wow, this is gonna be very, very satisfying for highlight. How did it even come to this? Yuri doesn't avert her gaze. I notice her chest rising and falling to the rhythm of her breaths. Breaths. I raise my arm. Like before, Yuri parts her lips, but it's different this time. I take the chocolate and place it in her mouth. I feel her hot breath on my fingers. Okay, everyone. That's great. Monica with the major cock blocking going on by Monica. She just keeps popping up. That's enough of that. Hey, come on, get up. No more chocolate. I see too much. It's getting too cute in here. Yuri jolts back. It's time to share poems. Highlight, you can help Yuri put away the tea stuff, right? Yeah, of course. Okay, thanks. This spell is abruptly broken. I'll take care of the cups. Yeah. Yuri picks up the teacups from the floor. I pick up the bag of chocolates. In the end, we hastily clean up without so much as a word between us. I get the feeling this is something neither of us will have the courage to bring up. That's great. Who should I share my poem to first? I don't know. Probably Yuri, because why would we miss out on that amazing moment we just had? Let's go back anyway. It's still fresh. It's still right there. We still have a chance. We're going to do that in the next episode because we are officially out of time. This is so much fun for a game that we're doing nothing in. All I've done is click. That's all I'm doing. But I don't know. I'm enjoying watching the adventures of Highlight and his 4 I don't know, his 4 objectives, his 4 loves, his 4 muses, whatever you want to call them, his 4 them. So I guess when we come back, we'll figure out who we're going to share our poem with next. Of course, the only person that's really going to like it is probably Yuri. But I want to thank you all so much for joining me for this episode of Jay Plays. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Deuces.